up, peeps? What's up? What is today? Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Oh, it's hump day, y'all. So I thought I'd come in because I'm just kind of settling in my day, and I am preparing myself for travel. And so I have to make sure that my bambino is good. So I've been kind of moving around all day. But all is well. I am grateful to be able to just have the activity of my limbs, to be able to move around, to be able to make motion, and just to be able to know that, somebody didn't have this opportunity and this chance to be able to show up in that capacity. So I am forever grateful, forever grateful, forever grateful. So I hope I got some people that are up. It's late, y'all. We burning the midnight oil. But I wanted to come before you guys, and I wanted to just connect. Let me get my cup. I wanted to connect, and I wanted to talk about seasons and how, seasons change, and it speaks about that in Ecclesiastics. There's a time and a season to everything under the sun. So understanding that seasons change, and sometimes seasons, they change drastically. What's up, Damo? Seasons change drastically. Girl, I look forward to seeing you. I am coming to be with my extended family. So I'm sure that we will see each other in the physical this weekend. But I wanted to talk about seasons and how, they change. And a lot of times, we don't really take the time out to really look and be attentive to how seasons have changed and how they began to look in our lives. And we go through seasons where sometimes we have to go through a stretching, and going through a season that you have to be stretched, that feels like you're losing everything. And sometimes you may be close to feeling like you're losing your mind. And so understanding seasons and learning how to show up and learning how to have the right posture in seasons will literally save you from having to go through a lot of heartache, having to go through a lot of misalignment, having to go through a lot of chaos, because we understand. And if we don't understand, I need you to understand that everybody can't go along in different seasons. Everybody can't go along. Some people are just not designed. Some people are not equipped. Some people can't handle the season that you are entering, and you can't handle some seasons that other people are entering. And so it is very, very, very critical that we begin to understand, seasons and how they work. Sometimes we go through and we can feel like we at the top of our game, right? We can feel like we got it, everything locked in. And then we can go through seasons where we get hit so hard where it have us questioning ourselves. It have us questioning, like, man, is God really for me? Like, is God really with me? Like, why would God take me through these things? Why would God do this to me? And we have to understand those seasons are when you're being stretched. Those seasons require for you to have stillness and to be locked in. And we have to begin to understand how seasons work. And when you begin to understand how seasons work, you'll now stop feeling the need to have to control. You'll stop feeling the need to having to explain, and you'll begin to just operate in the posture in which you need to be able to endure that season, and understanding that when you're going through a season of being stretched, baby, you gonna get tried on every side. I mean, you gonna get tried with your family. You gonna get tried with the people. When I tell you that you love the most, you gonna get tried with even how you respond to things. And that's why it's so important, man, to really start locking in, to really start doing the work, to really start understanding, you know, why we have to go through trials and tribulations, why we are affected, by things, why things have to happen sometimes the way that they do. And in order for them to begin to now happen and transform your life, you have to now know what you're up against. You gotta know what you're up against. And sometimes, I don't know if y'all can hear me with my back closed, with my back turn. And sometimes those seasons, like, you have to really, really know, like, in this season, like, this is my season of recovery. This is my season of laboring. This is my season to just walk through and be still and know. This is my season to stand back and be observant. This is my season to pour into. This is my season. And we have to begin to understand seasons. And baby, when I tell you, when you're being resistant to now having to be stretched, when you're being, when you're being tried to now becoming this different version of yourself, like, it's hard because we're so comfortable with staying in familiar. Familiar is a very cozy spot for us. Familiar is a spot where so many people spend the rest of their lives in, but then they silently have this feeling inside of them of not feeling enough, or feeling empty, or feeling like there's just something else to it. And we gotta begin to understand what seasons we're in. And so it looks different. It looks different. In a lot of ways it looks different. And sometimes it's really hard, to go through seasons where you have to spend alone, where you're not being understood, where half of the time you don't even understand yourself. But then there is something that your spirit man can now identify, and that's where you have to begin to now deny flesh. That's where you have to begin to now denounce ego. And that's where you have to begin to now ask for what you need. Like we often forget that we are God's children. I know we grown and I know we at these big ages, right? Where we feel like, oh, I ain't gonna ask nobody. So many of us have been hurt, just from literally trying to hint around that we need help, but nobody catching the hint, and we feeling like don't nobody want to be there for you, but people don't read minds. People don't read minds. Like the saying say, closed mouths don't get fed. And when I tell you how God operates and how God moves, we are supposed to be there for our brothers and our sisters. We are supposed to be there for our neighbor. Our neighbor, like in the word, it says, love thy neighbor like you love yourself. So that's why oftentimes I'm doing the work, right? Oftentimes I'm coming, even if I'm going through something, right? Because I know and I understand how the flow, right? How it works. And I understand that if I have went through something, right, then I know that there is someone else that is entering to what I'm already in, and I may be on my way out of what I've been through, but now I can begin to testify, right? I can begin to tell them my story. I can begin to now tell my perception and my journey of it. And for the ones that it is for, it begins to reach them and it begins to speak into their lives. And that's why we got to be mindful of the things that we feel like, oh, I ain't going to tell nobody about, or I ain't going to sit up and put my business out there. Listen, it's not about that. A lot of times we have to begin to understand how God moves. We have to begin to understand how He does His work. And a lot of time He does His work through His children. Like we be waiting for these signs, right? We be waiting for these whole little magic tricks to happen, right? And we don't even understand that it begins to flow. What we need, how God supplies our needs is through other people, right? He supplies it through other people. And so that's why it's a grand thing to be kind. It's a grand thing to walk in love. Love is literally the antidote to everything. And because love is the antidote to everything, that's why so many people have been wounded and have been hurt, and now they try to now take away. They numb their love. They numb the way that they show up for people. They numb the way. But what if our only assignment on this earth was to love wholeheartedly? And a lot of times we will keep how we truly feel and what we actually want to do, and we'll withhold a thing because somebody made us feel. I was just telling my baby girl, I was just literally sharing with her how there is a difference between emotions. There's a difference between feelings. Like, and we have to understand that ultimately we can't always make decisions based off our feelings and emotions, because now it'll get us tangled up in some things that our heart do not really agree with. And that's why it'll be on our mind, or we'll be second guessing ourselves because that wasn't the authentic thing that we were supposed to do. But we withhold things because we done been hurt. We done been hurt. You got to understand seasons, and you got to understand who you are. And when you understand who you are, you'll begin to really realize how powerful. How powerful. See, the world want to set us up and they want to deem us as powerless. And that's why you got to learn to go within. So many people are living through ego. And that's why you got to know seasons. Sometimes it's really time to die out to ego. It's really time to die out to that old way of thinking. Because when you really think about it, how far did it really get you? Or did it really just make you become detached? And a lot of times we can't get to that next. We can't begin to evolve because we're operating in ego. The world is an egotistical place. And how we are designed to operate off of one frequency. One frequency wins. One frequency gives you access to the light. And the light is you. And the frequency is love. Most people don't even know how to accept pure love. And that's why you gotta, it's so important to know your seasons. Because there comes a time when you are going to you're gonna now be able to truly say, all is well. I know what you did to me. I know what you said about me. And see, that's the thing. When you can show up in spite of, that's how you can house and get information. But a lot of times we act impulsively, so we're not able to receive certain things because we're not ready yet. Staying in the same cycle and season. Because we're not realizing it's me, not you. A lot of times people will show up to be a mirror. They'll show up to be a mirror. And when you learn to love a person, good, bad, ugly, evil, that's top tier. That is the ultimate. That's like supreme. And so when you begin to travel through your seasons, when you begin to go through your stretching, when you begin to go through these things, that is literally like you gaining access to your next. And it hurts, right? The shedding is so uncomfortable. Because the shedding is everything that we partook in, and it allowed us to become misaligned with who we truly are created and made to be. The only thing that I can offer is love. And in offering love, it supplies everything you need. God. When I tell you guys I experienced a spiritual awakening, and my life has never been the same. And when I run the playback, the shedding everything like it show you. It show where you showed up in your feelings and your emotions and you made plays. It show you where you fumbled in places that you should have went higher, but you had to cycle again. You got to go through your seasons. And you got to take them seasons and allow them to be your lessons. You're not too late. You didn't miss out on anything. Because what we are here for, we are here to fulfill assignments. We all have gifts implanted in us. And how we choose to now act out them gifts is really going to position us in helping the next. It ain't even never about us. It's never about us. But ain't it wild that we make it about us? It's never about us, but we always make it about us. It's never about us, but we always make it about us. You don't realize how just you showing up, you doing your part, is changing the narrative of so much. Y'all, I'm making my baby some Rotel. She love her some Mexican food like her mama. So mama gotta make sure she make her girl some dishes, because I don't want this girl trying to cook and be nobody's chef. Oh man. Y'all know the saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. Go through your seasons. And you know what I learned? When I go through my seasons, and they're challenging ones, those are times where I have to dive deeper. And when you begin to go through seasons and you begin to now ask the right questions, because literally, like, we have to learn to ask the right questions. A lot of times when we going through hard spaces, when we going through hard things in life, right? When we going through these things that we have metaphorically created, we always be like, why me? Why me? But how many times do we sit and be still enough to wait for the answer of why you? That's why in the word it says, do not be weary in well doing. If I gave y'all the things, right? If I just begin to talk about the things that I go through on a day-to-day basis, you wouldn't even believe it. Most people would not even believe it. Because when you begin to understand that, listen, people, it ain't even about people, because we wrestling against principalities in high places. That meaning people are being used with a certain energy, with a certain entity, right? And a lot of times it get into the people that we love the most. It get into the people that we banked on the most, that was going to be there, that was going to do all of these things with us that we already had it mapped out. And then life happened and it shifted the whole play up. And now I leave you discombobulated. Because now you sitting like, I thought it was going to be us. I thought that we was going. I thought that we was going. That's why it's so good to stay in the present. Because in a blink of an eye, things shift. And the thing about it is, y'all know what? We're not even supposed to be going through life worrying. Like it stops the flow of what's supposed to just happen naturally. When we begin to put our thoughts and our feelings into things, like it be our own demise in our seasons. Think back with me. Let's take a journey. When you was going through something that was real challenging, right? And you trying to navigate through it. You sitting, you thinking of all these things. You applying all these things. And it still ain't working. And you done ran yourself so much. Now you just feel depleted. And you know what that is? That's surrenderance. And then as you begin to surrender, the scales fall off. Things began to now happen. It began to make sense. We gotta count even the bad days, count it all joy. Even the days that have broke us down and left us speechless, count it all joy. And if you don't begin to count it all joy, you're going to begin to lose hope in the race. And the race ain't given to the swift. It ain't given to the one that's like, yeah, this play about to be like that. It ain't given to the one that just act fast. Don't get caught up with how the world moves. I gotta say that again because somebody needs to understand this. Don't get caught up with how the world moves. Do y'all know, like, one of the hardest things for me was having a child and I could not help her. I couldn't help her in the capacity that she needed. Because the way that I was brought up, everything that I learned, that wasn't it. And when you learn that people do the very best that they can, and when you realize that, you say all is well. But I'm going to do things how I got the download. It was important for my kids to understand the why. Because I know that why can send you into some very dark places. people you have loved the most have left doors open, open-ended questions. And now you go questioning and wondering and overthinking and this, that, and the other. It's time and it's your season to now cultivate the life that you see fit. And it may not make sense to the next, but if it makes sense to you, carry on. See what the end gonna be. I'm here to encourage you to tap in to you. To sit with yourself and seek, and ye shall find. What season am I in? What am I supposed to be doing in this season? How is my posture supposed to be in this season? See, because sometimes we got seasons where we are just supposed to serve. Hold on, y'all. That was my other bambino, y'all. Oh, thank y'all for the love. Put the love in the room, y'all. Put the love in the room. Because you know what? That's what intentional community really is all about. Like, because I realize, you know, a lot of us, we come from struggle. A lot of us, we come from getting it out the mud. And sometimes it's inspiring, right, to see people that's getting it done. But it's something that is captivating when you know that these people that came out the same mud you done came out of. I'm in a season of anger. Like, yeah, I be cool, but I'm easily triggered. So, Damo, let me pose this. And this is just me. I can't control it sometimes, but then there's times I can. Let me say this. Now, I have a daughter, my youngest one. She deals with anger, aggression. And the way that her communication style is very, very different. Very different. Most people would be like, yeah, But I had to step into her world and I had to understand. And here's the thing. A lot of times when we are easily triggered, when we are angry, it's because we have so much in us that we done held on to. We have so much in us that are like, it's questions that are left undone. Relationships that haven't been mended. Frustration with things that just didn't happen the way you envisioned it. And when we begin to hold these things in us, it begins to disrupt us. It affects our nervous system. It affects us because we're not operating in our authentic selves. A lot of times we will, either be very sharp, meaning always clapping back, or you reach the point where you just shut down. But the shutting down part is really, you really still have something to say and you're saying it, but it's in here. It's in here. And see, there's no safe space. There's no safe space because a lot of times we feel because we have become of age that we still can't be hurt, that we can't be afraid, that we can't be vulnerable, that we can't be these things. And see, that's what our culture teaches us. Oh, you strong, you strong. No. Right now, I'm hurt. Right now, there's a little girl inside of me that needs attention. And we're always supposed to be that kid at heart. We always supposed to be that tenderoni. But a lot of times we have went through life situations that we did not know how to respond to, that we didn't even know how to perceive it. Because a lot of us that have lived in culture and went culture way, a lot of us that have experienced trauma at a young age, we don't even realize that when you experience trauma at a young age, it distorts your frontal lobe. That is, the frontal lobe helps you make decisions, clarity, processing. And when those things are distorted, it lives in us. That's why so many people, sickness comes from what we are carrying, like in us. We have to find spaces to learn how to release. We have to find spaces to learn how to release. And I'm going to tell you, Damo, like, man, you have so much in you. Like, you haven't even began to unwrap the gifts that you have in you. Because how you look at things kept you on the side of thinking it ain't really gonna happen. But yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's already happening. And see, we have to learn again to understand life is about choices. And the thing about it is, so many people leave the decisions undone. And they just let things begin to form. But one thing about choice is that even if you don't choose the right one, you can run the play back and now make a different one. But the whole objective is to make one. Knowing your seasons, you're able to identify. You said you're in a season of anger. You said that sometimes you can control it and sometimes you can't. Ma. Oh, just checking. Girl, I don't know. I don't know if it was Demi that came downstairs or not. I don't know. That's why I called out who I thought it was. I believe so. I just got back not too long ago. You know, I had to go to the store and I had to go to my shop. And just do some things. All right, y'all. I'm about to tune out. My mama bear is here. I'm going to talk to her for a little bit. But I'm sending you guys love, light, and endurance and the capacity of what you need. And God's will, I will see y'all sooner than later. Yeah, I'm trying to cook Demi her little meals.